Hi, my name is Bonanza86, and I'm making another new YouTube video for you, the listener or subscriber, or someone who is just surfing the web and looking for something to listen to. I don't usually post to YouTube as regularly as I did in the past, but there's something very important that I want to speak about, and this video is going to get a bit rambly, so please bear with me. I'll keep this brief. There is a subreddit. And for those of you who are not familiar with that, a subreddit is like a little group that's a part of the entirety of Reddit that goes through, several topics. There's a subreddit that talks about cute animals. But for this one, I am going to discuss problem gambling. I joined problem gambling at the beginning of 2018. Subscribed to it. This is when I became fully aware and fully accepted that I had a gambling problem, and I was going to work my way slowly to get myself out of that hole. It ultimately took me 2 years to eradicate the credit card debt that I had amassed. And this was in spite of the fact that I had a relapse probably 3/4 of the way through that 2-year period. So for a year and a half, clean. Didn't play, paid my debt, and each day it became easier until that relapse. 2020 was not the best year for me with regards to gambling, but I'm going to save that for later. Really, what I want to say is that problem gambling made me realize that I am not alone in this situation, and that there are several others who have a problem, maybe not as extreme as mine, or maybe even more extreme than mine. And this is not to bash anyone, but it showed me that it doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter how old you are, everyone is dealing with this, and you're just trying to figure out the best strategy in order to traverse this obstacle. I'm very happy to say that they have resources to, help people like myself. They always have a Gamblers Anonymous meeting, held on a certain day, a certain time. If you can't do it physically, they offer it online through Zoom. So that's really great. I remember seeing a thread posted maybe a month or so back. This was someone who has amassed several days without gambling, and he was expressing his disappointment at the constant day one threads that kept popping up from usually the same individuals. Oh, I relapsed. I was going well for a week or X amount of days, and I relapsed because, something triggered me. And I know he wasn't saying it with malice. He was trying to say to these individuals who are constantly starting over that they need to figure out where they truly want to be as far as like their mindset goes. It's like, do y'all really want to quit? Because after constantly seeing the same thread from the same people, I'm starting over, it almost seems as if their resolve is so weak. And don't get me wrong, that's again, 2020 was not the best year for me. I'm doing a lot better now. So one of the recurring things that I've seen with these new day one threads are people saying, hey, I blew X amount of money and I feel ashamed of myself and I want to self-delete. First off, I want to say, I don't want you to self-delete. That's preposterous. What I want you to do first is, I want you to forgive yourself. I know there's a lot of people with that mentality of, when we want to make the money back. Well, let me tell you something. It's a very slim chance you'll recoup your losses. Chalk it up as a loss, move forward, move on, and try to be better than you were the previous day. I couldn't begin to describe or begin to tell you how much money I've lost over the years in order to get that dopamine rush. I couldn't tell you. I really can't. I don't have an exact figure. I know it's a lot. I know it could have been something that could have been applied towards something that benefited me rather than deter my life. So, again, I told you this was going to be a bit rambling. But yeah, forgive yourself. Really invest in those resources. Last September, I called the Problem Gambling Hotline and told them I had a problem. And they provided some resources for me. And in fact, 6 months after that I made that call, they actually checked up on me. That felt really good to know that even though we hadn't spoken for some time, they at least had enough care to check up on me and see if I was still trying to keep the course, or maintain what I was trying to do, if I was actually making that effort to better my life. So that felt good. Anyway, I think I'll stop there. I hope this video was informative. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to it, and I'll try to upload more vlogs, maybe on a weekly basis. Again, I apologize if this came off as a bit of a ramble, but I don't typically rehearse what I want to say. So, hi, and goodbye. Bonanza86, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a nice day.